Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Alanna Fox Starks. Well, guys, this is it. All of the changes are upon us. Right now, right today. The end of the 26,000 year cycle, Kali Yuga, is over. I'm not going to go by what I've been trying to figure out in my Yugas and Yogis episode that I did. I mean, everyone was disagreeing, but I just ran across the words 26,000 year cycle in a video. I think maybe it's Paul Butler that said it. I'm not sure now. Just last night I found it. I'm like, yeah, see, I wasn't wrong. I just don't know where to look for that information directly. But anyway, we're at the end of an age. We all feel it. We don't need, 20 arguing scholars in India to tell us that it's true, because we know it to be true in our hearts, in our minds, and our souls, and our higher guidance has been telling us. Oh gosh, today is just such a crazy day. I was exhausted all day long. No energy, irritated, aggravated. The full moon in Libra. I should be at balance and harmony. My son, who is a Libra, was at complete peace and harmony and balance. He feels the magic of it. Today, he's like, Mom, I feel like my life is starting anew today. I feel everything moving forward. I feel the new beginnings in every aspect of my life, and I feel great. And I'm sitting there going, do I need another cup of coffee? I just ate, so that can't be it. Why do I feel so crap? I don't know why I feel so bad right now. 11:25 a.m., Mother Earth shook me awake. 5.1 earthquake, centered 122 miles north of where I live, here in Ecuador. It was kind of a crazy one to be shooken awake like that. I looked it up and it didn't register on the internet that an earthquake had even occurred for another couple hours. So I went back to bed and later found out it was a 5.1. Yeah, it was pretty strong. It was actually pretty strong. Not as strong as the one in Vanuatu, which I believe was a 6.2 earlier in the morning. But yeah, I mean, we are at the tail end. We have 1 week left to the Mercury retrograde cycle. Thank God. I've been able to get some stuff done that I had been meaning to do, which is during Mercury retrograde, it's what you're supposed to be doing. I wanted to take a trip to the coast to Salinas, Ecuador, but I found out that they've been having massive coastal flooding all the way from Esmeraldas at the Colombian border all the way south to Salinas. So, maybe not a good time to travel. It wasn't anyway. It was Mercury retrograde. Darn it. But, I don't know, guys. I mean, we are at the end of the Kali Yuga, the end of the 26,000 year cycle. We are in the middle of a full moon. And tomorrow is expected a big flash of light from the sun. Yesterday, I was looking up, something in a random video. A guy who I've never heard of came across my feed, and he said something about the solar sneeze is not going to happen. And I'm like, sneeze? No one has ever said the word sneeze. I've watched dozens, if not hundreds, of videos on all the Ascension related stuff. So I could bring the good news to yourself and plus educate myself and see what other people are getting. All of us that are telepathic or psychic or whatever, we are only given a little piece of the puzzle. That's why we have to work together to see the bigger picture. Well, I went to his video and he was like, well, this is definitely not going to happen. The sun's not going to belch out a huge bastion of light and knock people off of the planet. And I'm like, this guy is weird because like no one ever said that. Not one person ever said that was going to happen. I did say that there was a lady who said that people will be like simply washed away, but they're not going to be flying off the planet. I never said that. No one ever said that. Not one person. So this guy is like, I don't know. I mean, he's like, well, I used to believe it, but now I don't believe it. And because, you know, he's been talking to the aliens that have shields up around the planet. And he said that it was up on Secure Team 10. And someone in the comments said, no, it's on Mr. MBB 333. So I don't know. This guy was just weird. I'm like, dude, no. I want to mention it only because I hope that none of you guys believe that I was trying to fearmonger, because God's not going to put us through all the stuff he's put us through for millennia, only to at the very end just kill off the whole planet with the coronal mass ejection from the sun. And when I say that there's plasma and there's light and there's gamma rays, it's going to be in the form of actual light, but energy. So like the sun might just feel or look stronger to us, but it's going to be gentle. It's going to be gentle. You know, it's going to be when you close your eyes, you're going to see the light of the sun inside your head. And inside that light, it's going to be multiple pastel colors, electrical pastel colors, pink and blue and yellow and green and purple, but it's going to be very gentle. What's going to be strong is going to be the energy that it incites inside of you. Your body is changing, you know, and this could be only the beginning, and it could be the next 7 to 9 years, or maybe you'll be done in a heartbeat or a flash. I don't know. It's not going to be hard. We're going to get through it, okay? We're still going to, you know, want to have a cup of coffee and listen to music and have a little dance. Well, at least that's me. I always want to dance. I always want to sing and dance and act goofy and have fun in my life. So I don't know. I mean, it was just weird. I came across this guy's thing and subscribed to him immediately, and thinking, oh, he sounds interesting and intelligent. And then I started thinking he might be a spiritual narcissist, possibly. I'm not going to label him just yet. I don't know him, but kind of gave me a weird feeling. Like at first I was like, oh yeah, he's an authority. Because he had like a dry erase board and a marker. And I'm like, well, maybe he's doing that because he wants people to believe he has authority. I mean, I can afford a dry erase marker. I can afford a $5 dry erase board. Wait a minute. Wait. That doesn't make him an authority. Just because I think he might have been wearing a lab coat, but maybe that's just my weird perception. I mean, he might be a teacher, and maybe that's just his style, but I don't know. It seemed like he was putting down a bunch of people that he didn't mention who they were. And then he tried to connect with the audience by saying, well, I used to believe that too, but you're wrong and I'm wrong too, to kind of make you have sympathy. And I started noticing all these techniques, and I'm like, am I just getting good at picking out a narcissist or a sociopath or a psychopath? Am I just like getting super good and honed in? Or am I just paranoid? Anyway, I just wanted to mention, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to fearmonger or something, because I'm not. It's not what I am about. My mom used to say, my birth mom used to say, if God will pull you through it, or if God brings you to it, God will pull you through it. You know, like you're only as strong as the things you get through, but God will never bring you to anything that you can't get through. But it will test your strength sometimes. It'll test your mettle. And you'll find out quickly if you're a base metal or a precious metal. I had a great deal of fun yesterday channeling the sages and the mages from throughout the ages. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode yesterday. I asked God what to do today. What's a show I should do today? I mean, I follow what my one will says, and he said that I'm to do another channeling tonight, but I am to channel the moon, the spirit of the moon. And I am also to channel God and the goddess as a couple and to find out why they created the moon in the first place. What is it for? Why is it there? I have no idea what's going to be said. I know that there's phases of the moon. I know that I generally miss them. I mean, I'm pretty angry right now that I can't even see the moon because of the massive cloud cover that has been over the city for 2 days. I'm like, really? The third super moon of the year, and I think it might be the last one of the year, and I can't even see it. And the other two I didn't see either. 2 days ago, I did see the moon in the sky. It was very low in the middle of the day, and it was big. It was so big. I'm like, oh, I can't wait, because on the full moon, that's going to be tremendous. And now I just can't even look at it. I'm like, so disgusted with that. And there's a comet in the sky. I don't even know what it's called. It's a bunch of numbers and letters. Give it a beautiful name, give it a name that makes us all like, This is Comet Chloe Aurora. Oh, okay. Oh, look, it's Chloe Aurora in the sky. Instead, it's just like a bunch of, RVC21428. That's the name of the comet. Whatever. I don't know what the name of the comet is. It's like, if you can't give it something that's going to spark my soul and heart, on a deep, visceral level, I have no interest in even memorizing those numbers and letters. I'm not a computer, guys. To the scientists who've named these comets, or I should say not named them, just cataloged them and put out half the information instead of, we're not all a bunch of left brainers out here. We are left and right brainers, and sometimes just right brainers. We have to connect with the creativeness and the artistic side and the beauty and the magic and the mystery and the music. The lyrical parts of life. That's what, at least for me, what makes it worthwhile. I mean, it makes it sentimental and romantic. It makes you want to look back and go, oh yeah, that's great. My God, even Spock has to feel emotion once in a while. Oh, God. All right. Well, I'm going to get into what the Schumann Resonance scientists have to say, because these guys are really connecting with their heart and their soul lately with what they've been saying. Before, it was like amplitude this at this hour, not much more activity, in the beginning, like a few months ago. And now it's like they're connecting with their heart and their soul, and they're connecting with humans. I mean, it's cool. So, okay, in the morning, they said, for the 20th of March, 2019, today's chart shows a pattern that we have already seen many times before, a gradual increase in amplitude of the RS wave, resonance Schumann wave, that often led to strong peaks. On the reported days, we note the movements from 13 hertz of March 18th to 30 hertz of the afternoon of March 19th to now the 35 hertz peak that occurred today. So they're basically saying it's increasing gradually. That was a morning report. Evening report says, not much to add to the morning report. The activity slowed down as predictable. We shall see if the equinox and other expected events could have an influence leading to another increase. And then they say this, and this gets my heart. The Earth is not just a piece of rock in space. And the Schumann Resonance we are monitoring is not just a little known frequency. We will all know more probably soon. Oh God, that touched me, man. That just touched me. We are not just floating on a rock in space. And that brings me to what my topic will be for tonight. I used to romanticize the moon, and I used to love the moon, and had romantic, sentimental visions of dancing the tango in Argentina with a hot lover underneath the moon on a beach. Hopefully that'll be my twin flame someday. Still want to do that, honestly. But a number of years ago, I started hearing about the secret bases on the moon, and then all these reports and ideas, and well, when we hit the moon with our rocket ship, there was a thud and it sounded like the moon was hollow. That's what someone said. And then I heard someone say, well, maybe the moon was just created because the aliens wanted to control the cycles of life here, and they wanted to control us. And the moon, the force of gravity, the way that the moon affects the earth is that it pulls upon the tides, pulls the water literally up at certain times of day and night. The water, the waves are more intense than others because of the moon. And since we're made up of 75 to 80% water, maybe it's affecting us too. And when the moon is full, we go crazy, you know. And I mean, if a woman leaves her time of the month up to the moon, whereas she's laying underneath the moon, or has a window where the moon can peek in every night, and she doesn't use artificial lighting at all, in 2 to 3 months' time, her menstrual cycle will be in perfect conjunction with the moon, and it'll be on a 28-day cycle, guaranteed. So, I mean, if the moon was put there by people that weren't, whether they meant well or not, I'm not even going to say, but if it was put there by someone other than the creator himself, herself, I don't know, it just kind of makes me mad. I feel like manipulated and used. And so I've kind of had a resentment about the moon for years, thinking that that might be true. And I don't want to romanticize something that somebody put there, because then I just feel like a primitive without any kind of real knowledge. And then I started thinking maybe it's just part of the matrix. I mean, I kind of have had a resentment towards the moon. And when God told me you have to do a show on the moon, I'm like, ugh, why, you know? So I started asking, and God said, no, I created the moon. Don't worry, we created the moon. It wasn't created by aliens to control us. That was just a theory. That wasn't true. And then I connected with the moon a little bit, and the moon told me that, well, she herself is ascending with us, like the sun. No one's come up with that information yet. Everyone's just saying nothing about the moon, actually, except it's a full moon, it's a super moon, it's a double moon, it's a blue moon, it's a God knows what. Don't show me your moon. That's inappropriate. I don't know. So there's a lot to say about the moon, but y'all have heard it before pretty much. But how many times do you get a chance to talk with the moon? Maybe my friend Cheryl does. She draws down the moon. What the heck that means, I'm not completely sure. But we're going to have her on and talk about it soon. But right now, we're going to take a quick break. And when I come back, I'm going to actually have a conversation with God and the goddess about the moon. And we're going to find out, why was the moon put there in the first place? What does it mean? What does it do for us? How does it serve us to have it? And all that good stuff. So I'll be right back, guys. In my show about the moon during a Libra full moon. Super moon. Woohoo! Be right back. Hey you, have you ever thought about having your own podcast like me? Was it even a New Year's resolution? For me, it sure was. But as I've been looking into this for months, I was daunted. There's so many questions I had. When I was trying to get this off the ground, I was wondering, how do I record the episode? How do I get it across all the platforms? How do I get my podcast on Apple Podcasts when I don't even have an iPhone? How do I get it onto Spotify and all the other places? How do I get people to listen? And how do I make money from my podcast? How do I edit it? Oh my God, I had all these questions and I was so confused until I discovered the simple answer is Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and it is ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you could get paid to podcast. All you need to do is record it. You don't have to go out and look for people to advertise on your show. They help you. So basically what I like about podcasting is I don't have to have a video of myself. You don't know if my hair is dirty or if I'm still in my pajamas or even if I'm wearing makeup. Haha. And it's so easy. I could do this from the comfort of my own home in my living room using this amazing app right from my cell phone. So easy, right? So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money, by the way, doing it, please go to anchor.fm/start. That is anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters that are already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast and I can't wait to favorite you. Woohoo! Let's be broadcast podcast buddies. I'll see you there. My kids and I moved to Ecuador 18 months ago today. A month is generally one moon cycle. But, since the Gregorian calendar count was created to keep a guy named Gregor in office or something in Roman times, it's kind of been ruined as far as the countdown of the actual moon itself. The moon is on a 28-day cycle. Any days in a month after that is pretty superfluous, but it's all jumbled up. And Jose Arguelles, God bless him, he actually pointed that out. I don't know, one of his books. So anyway, yeah, I've been in Ecuador today, 18 months. I can't believe it's been that long. On the 20th of November, 18 months ago, I moved, and today's the 20th of March, so pretty cool. I believe that the full moon is today and tomorrow is the equinox. It is the time in which the days and nights are exactly equal. And I'm on the equator, which is the top half and the bottom half of the earth is exactly equal from where I sit at 0 latitude. And tonight, the full moon, supermoon, is in Libra, which is balance, harmony, equality. And it's in 0 degrees, Libra. which is somehow significant. I can't tell you why. I'm not an astronomer, astrologer, whatever. But we're on the precipice. We're on the precipice of something really phenomenal. I feel like we have 1 foot in the other world and 1 foot here still. Wherever here is. Whether you're in the 3rd or the 5th dimension, but you're getting ready to hop 100% into 5th dimension. I feel ethereal and weird. I've been feeling weird all day. Like, not, I've been agitated, upset, agitated, but without any reason or explanation. Not just from the earthquake this morning. It was a very gentle earthquake. It was a little scary, but a little rocky, gently. It was rocking and gently swaying. And I just felt like, oh, Mother Earth Gaia, she's going to wake me up for a minute. All right. What do you need me to do? You know? It was like exactly my attitude I woke up with this morning. And I didn't really need to do anything. I went back to bed for a few more hours. I didn't go to sleep until the sun was practically rising in the sky. I'm tired of the insomnia. I want everything to get back to normal. I don't think we're ever going to see normal again. Sorry, Kansas. Sorry, Toto. Normal is a ship that sailed long ago under a full moon. And we don't know when it's coming back, and we're pretty sure it's never. It would be the answer to that. All right, so I am going to connect with the moon first, and then I'm going to connect with God after. All right, so let me do that, and then I will start asking the moon questions. All right, I am now connected to the spirit of the moon. Hi, moon. Hello, she says. You are a she? Yes, I'm a she as far as you understand gender. I'm truly neither a he nor a she, to be honest. Okay. And your name? I've gone by many names over the millennia. Luna is something that most people seem to like and refer to me as. And do you have a name that you go by that you like? Not particularly, no. Okay. So what is your purpose? I guess in the lives of men. My purpose is to explore myself as a spiritual being who has become enlightened. And I have decided to serve the planet Gaia as a satellite and regulator for all the creatures and beings there within. Okay. And do you feel any particular connection to humans and humanity over other creatures? Not particularly, no, because I'm here to serve all, and I put the one will above everything and everyone. Humans seem to think that I'm here to serve them, but I am here okay, this is awkward. She's saying I'm here as okay, the word is erection. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. This is the word that's coming through. She's like saying I was erected, or I'm here as an erect structure or an erection to glorify the one will in beatitude. I don't understand. The moon is crazy. I don't I'm sorry, moon. Your language is very awkward for me, and it's just the way I'm receiving it, maybe. She says, well, yeah, I'm not really here for anyone to understand. Well, it sounds like you kind of have an attitude there, Miss Moon. No, not at all. I am who I am, and I only shine brightly because I'm reflecting the sun, and I'm here to glorify the will of the One. All right. And she says, I am a structure that was created as a regulation station or regulatory station for the life that exists on the planet that I serve. Okay. Now, when you say you are erected or created as a structure, who created you? I'm getting the one will, the divine, the one that created everyone and everything. So you're not created by aliens or... No, not at all. Not at all. Okay, good. Because, that's a theory that was traveling around on Earth. Well, what do I care about what men think about me? Well, all right. But do you feel like you have love for us? Do you love humans? Because humans love you. Oh, I feel the love. Thank you. I'm grateful for it. Okay, but do you feel love for us? Of course I do, but I don't feel any more love for you than I do for the planet or for God, you see, because my love flows equally in all directions. But do you feel love? Yes, I feel love complete and abounding. It's love abiding for all. But I'm not going to promote a romanticized version of myself to make humans feel good about what they've always thought all along. I am what I am, and I can't help what people think about me and the stories that they put upon me. Okay, so you sound like you're a little upset or resentful. I don't like being made the one responsible for the mysteries and histories and myths and legends of old in which creatures of the night become evil as a result of me. You mean like when the moon is full, is when the vampires will attack and the werewolves will come out, and where people go crazy and murder each other because the moon is full, and all the crazy stories that have been around. Since the dawn of time, yes, I have been blamed for many things. And I just don't wish to be blamed for those things anymore. I am who I am. I shine in my beauty, but only because the sun is reflected on me, and the sun is only reflected in our world as a direct result of the light from God. And I only wish to show you that light. It's that simple. That's why I decided to come here. That's why I decided to do this. Now, okay, you decided, were you a planet before? I was not. What were you before you were a moon? I was an asteroid in space. But that was my soul. So you have a soul. Yes, just like you. So if you have a soul just like me, does that mean that you were like walking around on a planet before? Yes, I was bipedal. Okay. Interesting. All right. So you were bipedal and were you human? No, I was not human. It was a long time ago. Okay. Like in a galaxy far, far away? Something like that. Yes. All right. Fair enough. So, Moon, I'd like to ask a question. Are you in a state of ascension right now? Oh, yes, I am. It's been very difficult. Why is it difficult? Well, besides going through my moonly duties that I normally go through, I have to reflect the sun. Well, it seems to us that you're just like a floating ball in space, and that you are Okay, no, she says, no. She says, I have to maintain my rhythm by focusing and concentrating 100% of the time on the trajectory that I am on. And I have to constantly clear the energies that people put upon me with their thoughts. Do you know that people have cursed the moon when they were angry? I have to get rid of that negative energy. Wow, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. No, of course, why would you? Everyone thinks I'm just a rock. I don't get credit for being the soul that I am, and I'm not seeking for glory or anything, but I just want to be loved as a creature of God, of the one will, the true divine, the creator. I want to be seen as an equal. Okay. In our Holy Tarot and Kabbalistic teachings, we are taught that the moon is a reflection of the sun and therefore is female. Is that true? Are you a female? And are you part of the subconscious mind? And she says, look, I can't help what man put on me. You guys have your system of belief and experience, your spiritualities and your religions. But none of that has anything to do with me. I'm here for a job. That job is to provide light at night, to provide a sort of account for time, to regulate the cycles and rhythms of the planet and all the creatures within, not just human. And I'm to focus and concentrate at all times on my duties. I have to focus on keeping my gravity. It's not very much gravity, but I have to focus on it. I have rocks on my surface I have to focus on keeping to me. I was disturbed when people landed on my surface. It was a disturbance. Imagine somebody touching you that didn't ask first. In a way, it was a violation. It was a disturbance in my energy field, and I had to smooth it over through meditation. So you meditate. I meditate all the time. All the time. It's how I'm able to maintain my orbit. I'm able to maintain my field of gravity and my sweet disposition. And now she's laughing. Well, you don't seem overly sweet or overly, you seem a little upset. Well, maybe sometimes moons can get agitated too. I am in the process of transitioning. I am transcending the same as all of you. It has been a rough patch for all of us lately, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. It has. So how are you going to transcend the same as us? Yes, I fear my 3D body will be, falling away. It will melt away on the dawning day in which we all join up to the higher dimension. For as you know, this schematic, in your words, the schematic is over. Yes, I have said that before. So, as above, so below, as below, so above, moon? Yes, exactly. That's one of your maxims that you have gotten correct. Awesome. So I'm going to put this message out there that I'm talking to you, and that we should stop putting all of our stuff on you, all of our negative stuff, not blame you for things that happen to us that we do, that we create. Yes, taking responsibility is all I've ever asked. It's all anyone has ever been asked of by God. You must take responsibility for who you are. God knows I do. All right. So what advice do you have for humanity? Because I'm sorry, it's not the plants and the rocks and the trees that are listening to this episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak. It is humans. Maybe someone's cat's listening that understands, but I don't know. What can you tell us? You will stand the test of time. And the tides will go in and they'll go out. But you will go on without a shadow of a doubt. Do not be afraid, because everything is increasing. Everything always is increasing. I have been alive for millions of years in various forms. I started out perhaps as a leaf on a tree. And now look at me. Okay, Moon, are you saying that like we can do all this and more? Oh yes, of course. If this is what you wish to be, someday you can be a moon, a satellite around a planet. Someday you can grow to become a planet yourself. Your soul is a soul. It's not limited to a bipedal body. Your soul is not limited. Not even by your imagination. So, okay, Moon, have you, as the moon, have you died and come back as another moon? Oh no, I am having one complete life cycle. From the moment I was put here, stationed at this planet, I've been alive this whole time. All right, very interesting. And overall, do you think you have a good personality or a bad personality? I try to remain as a neutral personality. I just want to be a servant to God, humble and whole. I just want to be a solid figure in your life, the one thing that does provide stability. Even though I'm changeable and variable from your perspective point, I want you to know I'm always going to be in your life, even in the fifth dimension. We will all change form together, and we'll get to see the new phase of evolution for us all. I'm honored and happy to be a part of your lives. But just know that I'm a part of everything's life. From the wolves to the blades of grass. I'm the moon for everyone, for everything. So when you see me, I don't want you to think that I'm here for you only. I want you to understand that I'm here for the whole of every living creature and being on the planet. Because I want you to start taking a holistic view. Don't feel that you're one with your family, your neighborhood, your city, or your state. Don't think you're only one with your friends and family. You are one with everything, not just every human. Start loving all, from the tiniest atom to the bees, even the flies. Love everything and know that you're part of it. All of creation, you see, because I'm creation too, and we're all together, and I'm one with you. Feel me and sense me as a real being that lives. I might not have lungs to breathe the way that you breathe. I don't have eyes to see the way that you see. I don't even have a heart beating in a chest because I don't even have a chest. I don't have a breast to suckle you, but I'm yet your mother in a way because I raised you up in every single lifetime. And I was happy to do it. I volunteered for this position. It has been very interesting. So do you watch what happens to all of humanity? Oh yes, and I watch everything that happens to all of creation as a whole. I have a holistic perspective Okay. And now after this, what are you going to do after you're no longer a moon? Oh, I don't even want to think about that right now. Do you think you'll ever become a bipedal again and just go to that heaven? Oh, perhaps. When there's no longer a need for the moon, but I cannot see a time in which that would be true. Millions and millions and millions and millions of years from now, possibly. But we're all going to be in the fifth dimension, and that's going to be a lot easier than where we are now. And I won't feel violated when you touch me in the fifth dimension as much. It won't feel as much of it as a disturbance, because we're going to all have a higher octave and a higher vibration to us, and we're going to be completely in tune with one another. You'll become more aware of cycles, uniquely aware of cycles. And you'll learn to complete tasks in accordance with the cycles more so than you ever did before. And that's something I look forward to. And as we're going through the growing pains, I'll pray for you, you pray for me. All right. Is there anything else you want to add? She's just giving me the energy of namaste. You know, like the God in me and the God in you, we are the same, and so I bow and recognize you. All right. Well, thank you, Luna. She's kind of laughing. She's like, well, thank you for having me on your show. Like it was an honor to be on your show. Well, it was an honor to have you. All right. Thank you, Luna. That was Luna, the spirit of the moon, guys. All right, now I am connected to the creator and creatrix of our world. I am connected to Divine Mother, who sits at my right, and I feel a pressure in my right ear since she sat there, and in my left ear I feel the pressure as God sits on my left side, and they are like, the energy I get is that they're sitting on either side of me and they're holding my hands like I am their little child. And it's a very sweet feeling. I feel the pressure on the sides, the right and left half of my brain, whereas when I was speaking to Luna, the moon energy, it was a very heavy energy in my forehead, not quite in my crown chakra, but more that was like my third eye. It kind of between the third eye and crown chakra is where I felt that energy. And now I'm feeling Mother God and Father God, Mother Goddess. They're like on either side of me, and I feel supported. I feel like the energy as I'm feeling my spine is supported. Divine Mother, she says, of course, we support you, child, always. All right, Mother God and Father God, we are here to discuss the moon. God, this was your idea to do the show on the moon. I didn't want to do it. God is laughing. He said, yes, of course you had resistance to this one. But why do I have resistance to this? Because you don't understand the moon and why it's there. And you heard so many theories and you don't know what to believe. Yeah, this is true. And he says, but I want to clear it up for you today because I don't want you to feel like some of the stories you heard were true. All right, good. Fair enough. So it's something I needed to, is this a pattern in myself I need to clear up? Yeah, not a pattern, but an idea and a belief that was erroneous and wrong. And I am the creator. I would never allow something to be that I didn't specifically put there. I would never allow a race of beings from another world to come and mess with your world like that. So don't worry, this is an erroneous idea that a lot of humans have, and maybe in your little podcast this can be cleared up. All right. Okay, Father, I get that. So did you guys, as mother and father of all humanity, humankind, did you guys come up with this idea to put a sun and a moon together? Whose idea was it? Divine Mother's laughing. She says, it was my idea because Father God said, well, they're going to need a sun. That will be what powers their world by growing the plants. But they're going to need a resting time, a resting place. And so it'll only be half the day. And at first we were going to make everything equal. Well, what happened? Well, after humans were born and created on the planet, and there got to be enough people, things started to get a little warbly and change, but it was a grand experiment, and how wonderful, because it was the human minds, the collective, that changed everything. And the moon? The moon has been there since the beginning. I thought, well, you were my little children. In a way, it was nice to have a nightlight. And well, how come it's not a bright nightlight all the time? That's another mystery, isn't it? Yes, but can you answer it, please? And she's smiling at me. Goddess is smiling at me. Okay, so we wanted you to have a way to count time. Almost like a little child would be fond of playing with an abacus. And it's fun to see the beads go to the right or to the left on an abacus. Do you remember playing with your abacus when you were a child? Yes, I remember thinking I have a tool that was new, but it was also very ancient, and it fascinated me. I'd spend hours in my room learning about math using my abacus. Yeah, exactly. Well, the moon is a way to count. And it was just one way that we wanted you to be aware that God existed, because you had to come to that conclusion all on your own. And if it was just the same light in the sky, you might not have questioned it. But because it changed and it looks bigger sometimes and smaller sometimes, we wanted you to be aware that we're here all the time to comfort you. We always want to bring you comfort and love. And God says, in time, people started to notice. The sun was always solid, but the moon was always changing. And people started eventually in time to question that. And Goddess says, and in their questioning, their thirst for knowledge was born. And that's why you guys gave us the moon? Yes, that's one reason. Okay, what are the other reasons? Well, to light your path at night, and of course to question and find out that we're existing, but also to pull the tides, to make the oceans not stagnant but interesting, and to regulate the cycles of the fish, and to regulate the cycles of the animals and of man and of sleep. And God says, and you created seasons with your minds. You noticed things, but then you would start to think them. And as people would teach, oh, look, this is a time of the snow. And then the snow would grow because everyone thought about the snow. But then they would miss the sun. Well, this is the time of the spring when the snow melts, because we were thinking. You were thinking about how much you missed the sun and you longed for it. And it was your longing because it was a pull. Goddess says it's a pull in your heart for the sun and the warmth. And so you brought it back with your minds. These are very primitive humans we're talking about here. And that's how the 4 seasons began. And it's different in different places depending on the mindset of the people. Because as you create your world, it was amenable to your suggestion. As you created your world, it became. It became the world you know today. And so the moon is going to ascend with us. And God says, yes, as above, so below. How wonderful is that? It's so brilliant. When we started this experiment, we didn't know it was going to go this way. God says, we hoped it would, though. And it has. And so shall come to pass that everybody goes to the fifth dimension. And what about the third dimension? There will be a pattern that's left, but it's not going to be what it was. It will be a former shell of what it was. All right. And of the people who are not awakened, they'll be moved. They'll still remain sleeping, my child. Don't worry. Goddess says they will be moved to another planet that's very similar. They'll hardly know that they're ever even have gone from the Gaia that you live on right now. So what about the 3 days of darkness? Have we gone through that yet? Oh, no, not at all. You sound like you don't want to talk about it. We're here to talk about the moon. All right. Is there anything else that we need to know about the moon? There are secrets within. Okay. Within the moon. Yes. And what are the secrets? Okay, I hear the words, the spirit of the moon is. The soul of the moon encompasses the whole planet. Wow, that's a big soul. Yes, it is. And what about the sun? It doesn't quite reach the sun. Maybe to Venus. That's how big her spirit is. Wow, so she encompasses a lot more. Oh, she encompasses atmosphere around her and space dust. And all of the debris, everything that is around the moon. Is that why she seems so nebulous? Yes, and that's why her reach is very far-reaching. When you feel her energy, you really feel it. That's why if she feels agitated, you feel agitated. Even though and God says, even though she's always trying to keep her energy clear, and then God says she's just regulating the way that you guys are. And God says, but she is better at regulating her emotions than you are. And yet she does reflect emotional qualities in our world. And God says that's because she's changeable and because the humans are the way we made you. You are changeable because of your hormonal changes, dietary changes, chemistry, how much water or sleep you've had, how much sun you've had. All of your emotions are dependent upon all of these factors. Okay, now what about the moon's emotions? The moon's emotions are, well, they're reflected by your own emotions. So are you saying that humans are, we are affecting or infecting the moon? The goddess says yes. When all of humanity is upset, the moon feels upset. And it casts a shadow. So we have to always regulate all of our emotions all the time. Because we give that. And she does clear. She's very good at clearing. And she uses the sun. And that's why when the moon is full, to your perspective, she is reflecting the sun fully and allows the sun, who is a greater being than herself, to clear out all of her emotions. It burns up her dross, as it were, that God says. Wow. I never even knew that. No, of course, why would you know that? Goddess is laughing, and she's very gentle when she says this. Oh, don't worry, nobody knows this. No one's bothered to know this, God says. And I find that a little sad, but it's typical. It is, because we're stuck on the earth and we just see what's in front of us sometimes. We'll look up once in a while, and those of us who are very connected to the moon, and I can't even say that's me, but like my friend Cheryl is very connected to the moon. And yes, all the moon magicians are connected, and the druids, God says. Yeah, exactly. A lot of those are lost arts, says God. Okay, now that's interesting you say that. Does that mean that we're going to refine them? Will we regain our magic? Goddess says, you said yesterday, Goddess is alive, magic is afoot in your podcast, did you not? Yes, I did, Goddess. What? What about that? Well, the time is at hand that we will take the hands, all men and women together, and gender is of no consequence any longer. You will not bow down to the goddess or the god. We all rise up together. God says there is no more bowing down, child. While we think of you as our children, we're beginning to view you as peers. With humility, that will always be the case. So you're not going to smite us down or strike us down? They're laughing at this. We love you ultimately and equally because you are us. And Goddess says you are just a piece of us, of course. Just like the moon is a piece of us. Every consciousness we've put out is a piece of us. And as you rise up, we gather the pieces back unto us. We become less shattered as beings, even though we're always whole as beings. God says it's very complicated to understand from your perspective, so get the gist, get what you can, understand what you can, and just take the rest with you in your pocket and eat it as if it's a little snack. Imagine you have a bag of M&Ms. You like M&Ms? Yes, of course I love M&Ms. He says, so if you have a bag of M&Ms in your pocket and you have enough in your belly now, and as you go along, you just grab an M&M and you eat it. And that's like another parcel or parsec of knowledge, a little packet, if you will. You have an unlimited supply of M&Ms as you move along your journey. And you're only in the rocket booster stage of humans' evolution. Oh, just wait, the goddess says. You're not going to believe it. Where you're going, there's no way. There's no way you could even predict where you're going. And God says, we don't even know how it's going to unfold exactly, because it's all up to you, the collective whole. But we all know that in the end, you're coming back. You're coming back to us. We're all going to be one again in a way in which we're consciously aware of it. And by we mean you, because we are already consciously aware of it. From our perspective, of course. Yes, of course. So, do you have any advice for us concerning the moon? The god said, yes, treat her better, send her love and light. She needs healing as much as the rest of us, and nobody has ever thought to send healing energy to the moon. And Goddess says, everyone expects the moon's going to heal us. And by us, I mean all of humanity believes the moon will heal us. But sometimes she needs a friend and she needs healing too. And when that book, Goodbye Moon, or Goodnight Moon, was written, that actually brought the moon a sigh of relief. She really loved that. Because she was thought of as an entity and a being that had a consciousness. Yes, finally she was thought of as having a consciousness. And the witches and sages and mages of all the old folklore days, the magical ways, in their magical ways, they loved the moon, and that was more of a mutual exchange. Now God says, but in the later days, as of late, people have called her names like a machine or just a part of the matrix or a station that was created. An extraterrestrial made station, you mean? Yes, like exactly. And that's hurt her feelings. Yes, that hurt her feelings. So, in your last days here on Earth, send love to the moon. You all are birthing yourselves into a new world. And you should probably all be friends and get along, okay? All right. Fair enough. Do you have any advice, God and Goddess, for us humans that are going through this now? And can you give us a timeline? Well, very well indeed, but the timeline is up to you. But I will say within the next 7 years, 100% of the humanity that is going up will already be in the fifth dimension. And then after that, will anyone else be? Within 8 years, 100%, it will be gone and sealed. All right. Did you just say the seventh seal has been opened? He says, for those of you with an apocalyptic view from the Bible days, if any of you are still paying attention to those words, the seventh seal has been opened. And as far as the fate of the world, it's done, it's sealed, it's already happening and well underway. And the goddess says, but don't worry. It's not as dire as the words written in those books. Because the words are really written upon your heart. And it's your souls that are guiding you. So you don't have to worry. Oh, and God says, don't worry, the sun is not going to solar sneeze you off the planet. He says, don't listen to that guy. Like, that's, no one really said that, I don't think, huh? He says, oh, a few people did, but it's just a trajectory statement from their mind that is still stuck in the apocalyptic ideas. Like they can't imagine the world will end in any other way other than a disaster. And he says, remember, matter cannot be created nor destroyed. According to Albert Einstein, it can only be transformed. And that's all that we're doing for you. We are transforming you. And as you're transforming, you're actually transcending the time and space in which you exist to reoccupy a different time and space that's in a different octave, higher up the spiral of time. And yet you will be in a different dimension entirely. Now, there's a word I'm not quite hearing. Was it imagine? No. Intention? No. I'm sorry, God. I'm losing the connection. Help strengthen the connection. There's something, some word you said. Did you say imagination? Yes. Okay. In your mind's eye, in your imagination, bring yourself up already. Imagine you're already there and be grateful for it, right? Yes, be grateful for it. The love that we seek to give you is permeating, Goddess says, all around you. Your space is permeated with it right now. Feel it and pull yourself up with that love. Open your heart as a magnet and imagine it's attracting the love. The love is attracting you and it pulls you straight up in vibration. And God says, and in knowledge. And what? And Goddess says, and in power, but allow it to be within you a quiet power. A humble power. That's how you're going to get everything done in your life from now on. God says, you are as gods and goddesses yourself. You will draw upon the power of your soul and all the energy around you. And Goddess says, and yes, magic is alive. It's all around you in every moment. In every square inch of space around you. But it's not magic you can use in destructive or evil ways ever again. It's magic you can use only for the good of yourself, wherein it makes only good for humanity as well, the people around you. Okay. So don't worry, my child. Rest sweet tonight. Rest well. We're always watching you. We're always loving you. Everyone listening to this, we're always here for you. We are as your mother and father. From this day forward, understand that you are one with everything, and that includes us and all of the space dust. All right. And know that you are a crystalline form. You are becoming more and more so. God says the clay is falling away from you. And as your minds and hearts become crystal clear, so does your bodies. Become a crystalline form. As crystal, when you feel a vibration in your body, you're vibrating. As a crystal vibrates. In your watches and microwaves and machines, you have crystals that vibrate and transmit energy. Well, this is what you are doing now. Expect this feeling of your bones vibrating inside your body to get stronger. And expect this feeling of lightness and airiness. Almost as if the wind blows through you like you're a cavern. Almost as if it can. The energy is going to be light and free flowing. You got to get used to the electricity of it all and the magnetism of it all. Oh, and Goddess says, and with but a single thought, you will draw to you all of your fondest friends. Your dearest ones will be near you in a heartbeat in the new world. Because your hearts are as magnets, and every magnet has a different energy signature. Every heart is different, but you're going to draw upon you, to you, your tribe, your soul family, as you keep saying. And then she says, hashtag soul family. She's laughing. She thinks that's funny because I keep saying hashtag soul tribe, hashtag soul family. I keep saying that's how we're going to find each other. And also she's referring to me because I was putting the words soul family and soul tribe on my YouTube channel, Metaphysical Soul Speak, today. All right. Well, I'm grateful that I had this opportunity to connect with you guys and talk to you a little bit about what will happen during the Ascension, why you created the moon. It's very sweet. All we ever wanted to give you, my child, is sweetness. We love you. We love you down to your every breath, every atom that flies off of your body, from your breath, from your skin cells that slough off, every part of you, every minuscule, tiny bit of you. We love beyond the greatest love you can ever imagine. Your souls are our burning bright candle lights. You are like the fire that keeps us going. So keep going. Never give up. Just keep moving up. Going up, up, up. Raise your vibration. It will make it easier. Accept it. Accept as it comes. All the energy and everything that comes your way. Just say, I accept this. Don't worry, because all the bad that was coming to you before, you're over it now. It's everything's getting better now. Don't worry. We're not even in the last bastions anymore. Is that what you're saying? No, everything's going to get better from now on. Starting tomorrow. Yeah, we have a surprise for you tomorrow. God says we have a surprise for you tomorrow. Like literally tomorrow? Yeah, the love that will permeate throughout your world will start tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight and helping me channel This was a good episode. I don't know. Okay, yeah, it was one of my favorites. God said before, it's going to become one of your favorites. I'm like, I don't know. He says it's going to be one of your favorites. All right, fine. You're one of my favorites. He says, well, you're one of my favorites too. Each and every one of you are all one of my favorites. And Divine Mother is laughing. And they're hugging me like parents. Oh, I feel so loved. I hope you guys feel that love. I'm sending whatever they give me, I'm sending to you. And they're also sending the love to you in every moment. Every waking moment, every sleeping moment. Every enlightened moment and every dumb moment. They've always loved us in every nanosecond. All right, well, that's that. That's all we're talking about tonight. We're done until tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Throwback Thursday. Think, is that right? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Throwback Thursday. Well, guys, that's all for now. I love each and every one of you with the love of Divine Mother and Divine Father backing that love up. I've become a beacon of their will because I bowed to their will a long time ago when I took on the mantle to work for them. And, well, here it is. But now I am signing off with peace and love and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, guys. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.